the city sponsored a Mother's Day tea. And if you didn't attend, you missed out on something really fantastic. And Councilwoman Clayton said they were going to have another one, and our deputy mayor was also there. We had such a wonderful time. So we're looking forward to having tea and little cakes and macaroons all next year, and I hope to see all of you there. So thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Councilor Chapman.
I have nothing, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Clayton.
Yes, this Saturday, the 17th, is the last day that the Quality of Life and the department and DPW are sponsoring dumpsters. It's going to be located on Bond Street between 5th and 6th. The hours are 10 to 4. So here's your opportunity if you're unclosing. Between Sunset and 5th. So if you're uncluttering, getting rid of stuff, doing spring cleaning, here's your opportunity when you come out and use it. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Quinn. Thank you, Mayor.
Nothing, thank you.
Moving on now to the city manager.
Nothing.
And Mayor Marcy. Thank you. We're now in public participation. I have a motion to open the meeting to the public.
Move it over.
Second.
All in favor? Public participation portion of the meeting is now open. Any member of the public who wishes to speak, please use the microphone, state your name and address for the record. There will be a 3-minute time limit for each speaker.
My name is Gabrielle Quintana. I'm at 209 6th Avenue. Thank you for so we were made aware of the infrastructure improvement plan that is going to negatively impact our home and the homes of all the residents that live between 6th and 8th Avenue, between Kingsley and Webb Street. Our house is a historic house that has existed with very, very few modifications for more than 130 years. We still have beautiful bluestone sidewalks surrounding our property. While we are trying to digest the plan, and we don't quite understand it, to tell you the truth, because it's really, it's not explained, but we looked at it today. It is clear that widening of the streets to allow annual parking that actually reduces on our side of the street the parking spaces by 1 will take about 10 feet of our front lawn. This takes the sidewalk down almost like up to our front porch. This plan will put our porch closer to the street, impacting our quality of life, reducing the impermeable surfaces in the area, and increasing the flood risk to our property by removing important lawn area and placing our house closer to the street. All of this will have negative impacts on our property value of our house. So we want to know why were the residents not informed. We are asking for a public meeting for all the citizens of Asbury Park to be allowed to weigh in on the plan and to at least have a discussion on how it should be revised or if it can be revised. We are asking the city not to increase impermeable surfaces by widening 6th, 7th, and 8th Avenues and increase the heat island effect that's already just happening by the massive construction in the area. We are asking the city not to reduce the front lawns of property owners along 6th, 7th, and 8th Avenue. We want the sidewalk in front of our house to be bluestone. Bluestone has survived 130 years. You can't say that for concrete. And it's still beautiful. People comment on it all the time. We want no changes to our property lines on Webb Street. It says that our retaining wall will be rebuilt from the plan. I'm not quite sure why that is necessary. We do pay $1,000 a year to rent back the right of way in that area. We want that not to be touched. So many residents in the area and visitors that come and walk by our property comment on just how much they enjoy seeing the flowers and how beautiful the property is. The changes will actually negatively impact that. It will impact our gardens. It just impacts the look of our house. So we just think that overall, just not in our property, but for all of the other properties in the area, it's going to have a negative impact. And we just would ask that you consider at least having a public meeting. When there are construction in place, you have to notify the owners. And I'm just shocked that there was no formal presentation or notification sent out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And what you just said just came to our attention, I'm going to say 15 minutes ago. So not prepared to give you an answer now. We will look into it. If need be, there will be a meeting. Because I'm not sure if you're talking about the city right away, your property or
It
anything.
is a city right away,
Oh, it is the city right
but
away.
it goes 10 feet into my property.
Okay, so that could be part of the problem. Let us look into it, and we'll get back to you.
Can I just ask a question? When you say the plan, are you referring to 2002 waterfront redevelopment plan?
No, I'm talking about the infrastructure improvement plan that's dated
August 2024.
August 2024. It's how many pages then?
It's like 34 page, 35 pages. It's titled Infrastructure Improvement Plan, Asbury Park Waterfront Redevelopment, Block 4201 and 4306 infrastructure, including blah, blah, blah. And it's dated,
August 24?
yeah, that's
Can you
right.
send one of us that point? Gabrielle has already.
So we can't send it by email because Mary got it from, where did Mary get it from?
I got it from James. James has it.
I can share it with you. It's the construction development plan. It's not the redevelopment plan.
It's a different plan.
It's the infrastructure that's in the redevelopment plan, but this is the engineering documents that he's referring to.
Infrastructure repairs, infrastructure.
This is fund balance.
Yes.
that come from originally the 2002 plan?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for the
Thank you.
information.
Thank you. Good evening. Mary Molino, 1700 Webb Street. First of all, I want to thank you all for what you do as always and the response. Eileen, thank you last week, got back with me on an item. Picking up where we left off here with Gabrielle, this waterfront plan again dated last year, August of 24. It did make a notification and it listed all the people within 200 feet of this program, but there was never any notification. And on January 27th, a no-use sign went up, and we are now living 4 months with Webb to Kingsley being unusable and unparkable. Question one, will it be done by summertime? Memorial Day is right around the corner, so question there. The plan also shows to the point taking land, including 1700 Webb Street. We currently have about 50 by 30 of lawn. And my understanding from reading the plans that we're going to use 25 feet from the current curb line coming up into our property line. It's going to leave us about 10 feet off our building. Not what we're looking for here. It also calls for 6.5 to 7.5 foot sidewalks. We are not Manhattan where we have 100,000 people walking our sidewalks. So again, consideration. It also calls for a 16-foot island to be put on 8th Avenue. There are 25-foot curb cuts for the Delta and the views. These are projects that are on the board pretty much being approved at this point. They did not allow for green space, so that island ultimately is going to be nothing more than a dog relief island. To be very frank, there's no more grass left out there. There's also calls for a drain pipe to come down Webb Street. I think today we looked at, another 12, 14 sewers which are necessary. Will we be rebuilding the platform on Webb Street? Since we're running a big old pipe into it, again, your consideration there. So we're losing green space. Cars will be parked basically on our front doors at this point. So please consider reading that plan, and maybe we can hear more about the impact. So thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. You want to add
I would just say that the improvements that are planned were planned as part of the infrastructure proportion of the master plan, the waterfront development plan. The plans that they're referring to are the engineering drawings of those improvements that are now taking place. That's why the dates are different. But these are what was decided in the plan back in, I think you said 2002.
Okay, and this work's ongoing now?
Yes, this is the work currently going on Kingsley 7th, 8th, and a little bit of Webb, but yeah, yes.
6th as well.
And was
Yeah,
it-
we haven't started 6th
Was
yet.
it going to be done before the?
I don't know. This is Starfield's doing the work. I'm not sure what their schedule looks like.
I'm not big on building anything in the waterfront during the summertime to begin with, so we'll look into that. Let us get some more information and we'll get back to you. And if need be, we could have 2 council people, the engineer people from Starfield to be here, good day and time with you guys. Give us a couple days to figure it out.
Thank you.
I'm Frank Cucinato, 209 6th Avenue. I want to follow up with what my wife had talked about as there was just a little bit of rain today, and with the infrastructure improvements that's going on, we had, for the little bit of rain, the streets were flooded. We even had to tell our neighbors or our residents upstairs to move their car because the water was coming up to the bottom of their door, and it was going to flood their car. And there was no notice that, hey, you might be impacted, move your car, like nothing. So, and that was just a little bit of rain. But we've always had a problem with drainage in that area, and with less land to absorb it, we're gonna have even more problems. So I think there's a problem there. The other thing is, we're, with the sidewalk and everything moving closer to our house, we're potentially gonna have some water flooding in our basement. We currently don't have flooding in our basement. But when you bring everything in toward our house, we're concerned that we're gonna have some flooding in the basement, and that's not what we have now, and we'd like to say that way.
Totally agree with you, and but the only thing I disagree with is saying we haven't looked at the today. Because I live on 4th Avenue, 44th Ave. And again, about the like the situation, like the past 3 years, it's been fall, winter, rain, and summer. We no longer have a spring. We have rain this whole 2 months, so it has been a killer. I'm sure anything that's been planned, so there's good drainage. Again, let us get together, figure out city right away, whose property, and exactly what's being done. And we will have some type of meeting, just bear with us a couple days till we can get all the players together, which means getting Starfield together, getting our engineer. Is Jay Arsenal
Yes,
running this for us?
yes.
Okay. We can talk to him and we can start the process, but it's not gonna be within 24 hours. Okay.
Ben Hall, 307 6th Avenue. Just wanted to follow up on Frank's thing about the drainage. I think it was Monday I came home, and again, it's been raining a lot, but I noticed the same thing. There's just a lot of water in the street around our houses. I'm half a block from him. So I drove around the neighborhood, and just up Webb Street, the 7th and Webb, and 8th and Webb, and all of the storm drains were clear, and there was no water in the street, and it was just around that intersection of 6th and Webb. So I called Public Works, and they said someone would go look at it, but more immediate, because it has been raining a lot, and I know that all of these other questions aren't going to be solved, anytime in the next couple of days, but just if someone could look into the drainage there, because it has been raining a lot, it is going to rain a lot, and the storm drains aren't working now at that intersection. My basement flooded 2 years ago in that crazy rainstorm. It cost me a bunch of money. Everybody else has things to lose if things flood. The drains as they are right now are not working, so I know they'll be improved, but if somebody could look at that ASAP, I think we'd all appreciate it.
Okay, John, can we have DPW check that every day? Okay. And maybe it's because.
Address again? I'm 307 6th Avenue, but it's the storm drains at the intersection of 6th and Webb. They have like those metal, they've been welded plates over the, to stop stuff from getting in there, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. But it was just obvious. I came home, I was like, I know it's raining a lot, but it's not raining now. There's a lot of water here. And then I drove around the neighborhood and all the other storm drains were clear. There was no other water against the curbs. And just around that intersection, it was like this. And I'm like, that's what's happening with a little bit of rain. If the rain comes down again, my basement's gonna flood again,
Something tells me the new storm drains haven't been hooked up yet.
Yeah, something's going on.
So it's just gonna sit there, still there. So,
Yeah, it's specifically that intersection.
Check it every day if it's raining.
Yeah, because I drove over all the other adjacent intersections, everything was clear, there was no water in the gutters, the storm drains were working, and just at 6th and Webb, they were all full and not draining, so I don't know what's going on, but.
Jason said they were covered because of the soil work. They didn't want soil to get into the storm drain, so they covered it with like cloth fabric to sort of keep it, and that caused the flow to really decrease. But I think it's notification so that there's an increased flood risk. It would be good to have.
And there has to be a solution that balances us not flooding and them not getting dirt into the sewer.
To cover with a blackboard, call it the standard operating procedure, but not when it's starting to back up and you take it off and let it go down. Just-
Exactly, like somebody just needs to be monitoring it. So that doesn't happen.
Yes, okay, that will be done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Gloria Peretti, 305 Sixth Avenue. To follow up on what Ben said, numerous times over the years, I have taken my own rake and cleaned out leaves and garbage and cans in order to keep the flow of the storm drain open. So if the city could have some of their DPW workers, whenever there's rain coming, to just go to the corner of Sixth and Webb, and also the western part of Sixth and Webb, and then there's another drain also, almost in front of Franklin Gabriella's house, that where the water accumulates as well. And when it rains really heavy, constant as it is now, in front of my house is like a river. I'm right next to that, and it's like a river. In reference to the architect plans for the new infrastructure of the new sidewalks they're putting in, I was on Kingsley, made a right on Sixth. There's a new bump out there, and it sticks out a lot. I don't know who came up with that idea to make that concrete bump out so out into the roadway, but I'm sorry, but it should have been left as it was so people can make a proper right turn onto Sixth Avenue. Because as it is now, you can barely see the curb, so you gotta go way out to make a right at Sixth. So anyway, the new concrete curb has already been installed, so maybe it's a new point, but I guess maybe they can study it going further. I hope a traffic study was done on that, because it just doesn't seem normal. It doesn't seem like a natural way of driving. That's it.
In the August 24 plan, for your attention, bump outs were approved for that end of town. Originally, the council was against bump outs. Bump outs have been proven to save people's lives because it's a less part of the street they have to cross. So we've added bump outs to that area, you're correct. Now, how far they're sticking out, I'll take a ride down there tomorrow, and I'm sure they gotta meet every type of standard by, DOT and everything. Yeah, thank you.
And you might be interested to know that the Green Team also started an adopted drain program. So if there's a storm drain in your neighborhood that you'd like to help maintain, you can fill it out on the city's website, but make sure that those storm drains are clear so the debris doesn't go into the lakes.
So pay your taxes and do our work also.
Yeah. Can we get a rebate if we?
I agree.
Okay.
Anybody else like to be heard? Motion to close.
All in favor? Now, on to the minutes, I have the executive meeting and regular meeting for the April 23rd, 2025 meeting. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Councilmember Jackson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
And now on to the consent agenda resolution. All matters listed on the consent agenda are presented collectively to the city council and be considered for approval with one vote. These matters are considered to be routine in nature, and there will be no individual discussion of these items. If discussion is desired by one or more council members as to any particular items, the consent item shall be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. On the consent agenda tonight, we have resolutions 2025-214 to 2025-219. Do I have a motion? Councilmember Jackson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Moving on to individual resolutions. Resolution 2025-220, resolution approving payment bills.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Jackson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
No.
Resolution 2025-221, resolution authorizing the purchase of janitorial supplies for police department. Councilmember Jackson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-222, resolution identifying menu items as per the subsequent developer agreement between the City of Asbury Park, Madison Asbury Retail LLC, and Asbury Park.
Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale. Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton. Deputy Mayor Quinn. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-223, resolution authorizing emergency heat repairs needed at the senior center. Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-224, resolution authorizing payment for emergency bypass rental needed at the
Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman. Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-225, resolution authorizing payment for emergency sewer repairs when needed. Apologies, emergency sewer repairs are needed at the building.
Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-226, resolution authorizing the emergency influent pump repairs needed at the wastewater treatment plant.
Move it.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-227, resolution authorizing payment for emergency implement pump repairs needed at the wastewater treatment plant.
Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 225-228, resolution authorizing the purchase of a new fire department vehicle and related equipment needed.
Move it.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman. Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
No.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-229, resolution authorizing the annual renewal of Veritone Redact application software for the police department.
Move it. Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-230, resolution authorizing the annual renewal of Theraman Prosperity EHR software for social services.
Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-231, resolution amending the contract with Short Point Architecture for services at the new fire department headquarters.
Move it.
Do I have a second? Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman. Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
No.
Mayor Moore.
No.
Resolution 2025-232, resolution awarding a contract to Millennium Communications Group for security upgrades at the wastewater treatment plant.
Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-234, resolution authorizing T&N Associates, the oversight, grant management, and general coordination services of Madison Asbury Retail LLC, Paramount Theater Restoration Project.
Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-234, resolution authorizing construction phase inspection services to T&M Associates for the Transportation Alternatives Program Main Street Streetscape Improvements Project.
Move it.
Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton. Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-235, resolution authorizing construction phase inspection services to T&M Associates for the safe routes to transit, intersection upgrades, and traffic signal installation at Cookman Avenue and Wall Street. Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton. Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-236, resolution authorizing a substantial amendment to the city's community development block grant annual action plans for fiscal years 2019, 2020, 2022, 2023, and 2024 for HUD activities administered by the City of Asbury Park's Department of Community Development Block Grant Program.
Move it. Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman.
Yes.
Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-237, resolution of the mayor and council of the City of Asbury Park acting as a waterfront redevelopment entity, granting a 2-year extension in accordance with Resolution 2022-226, as amended by Resolution 2023-235 and Resolution 2024-199 with regard to the operation of the Northeast Food Truck Court within the Green Acres parcel located upon the property designated as Block 4502, Block 1.25 on the tax maps of the City of Asbury Park.
Move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilor Van Arsdale.
Yes.
Councilor Chapman. Councilor Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
I have in addition to the agenda, I have resolution 2025-238, resolution authorizing appointment to the Housing Authority. The appointee is Sheila Brazil for an unexpired term to expire on April 30, 2028.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
We are now on to ordinances for introduction. I have ordinance 2025-10, 2025 cap rate ordinance with a public hearing date of May 28, 2025.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-11, capital ordinance providing for the Cookman Avenue and Long Street intersection improvements and appropriating $640,000, therefore authorized and by the city of Asbury Park in the county of Monmouth, New Jersey, with a public hearing date of May 28, 2025.
Move it.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-12, bond ordinance providing for various sewer system repairs, appropriating $5 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $5 million bonds and notes financing a portion of the cost thereof authorized and by the city of Asbury Park in the county of Monmouth, New Jersey, with a public hearing date of May 28, 2025. Councilmember Bez Anderson. Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-13, ordinance of the city of Asbury Park amending and supplementing chapter 2 of the town administration, establishing the position of director of police and prescribing the duties of said position for the public hearing date of May 28, 2025.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson. Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
All right, moving on to second reading and public hearing.
That was chapter 5.
Administration is chapter 2.
Okay, motion that's 5.
This is 5.
5 is
Okay, well, yeah, well,
yeah, five is beach regulations, 2 is administration.
tell me what I have.
So on second reading, the ordinance 2025-9, ordinance of the city of Asbury Park amending and supplementing chapter 5 entitled Beach Boardwalk and Beach Regulations, prohibited motorized vehicles on the boardwalk. I'm going to turn it over to our attorney, Kevin Starkey, for a brief overview.
Yes, this ordinance is adopted would prohibit, motorized vehicles, on boardwalk, would include motorcycles, mopeds, and the like. There is one change from the first, version of first ordinance, first reading. There's an addition, it's for clarification, and I'm gonna read it for the record. It says it's an exemption, also exempt are any motorized vehicles used for trash or recycling pickup or as authorized by law enforcement. That can include that as a non-material change, so you can proceed with second reading tonight.
Thank you. Motion to open the meeting for public comment on ordinance 2025-9.
Move to open. Second.
The public comment on ordinance 2025-9 is now open. Any member of the public who wishes to speak, please use the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Your comments may only be about ordinance 2025-9.
Seeing no way, motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do you have a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-9?
Move to adopt. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson. Councilmember Chapman. Councilmember Clayton. Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
That is all for tonight. Do you have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Move to